Ever felt like your pain's too heavy to carry? Like it's a burden with no end, a wound that defines you? What if I told you that ache, that scar, could become your strength? If you're hurting, this isn't just a video. It's your turning point. Your story, messy and raw, matters more than you know. Today, we're uncovering how women turned their deepest wounds into purpose. Proof that from barren ground, beauty blooms. At Hope4Her, we're here to hold your pain and lift your soul. Stay with me because your hurt isn't your end. It's your power. But first, let's face this. Over 80% of women have carried pain so deep they thought it'd break them. Trauma, loss, shame. That's not a flaw. It's a fire we share. In the US, where resilience is celebrated, this statistic hits home. According to the National Institutes of Health, nearly 60% of American women experience some form of trauma in their lifetime. Abuse, grief, or mental health struggles, often silently. And the shock? The women you admire most, the ones who light up the world, grew from that same darkness. Their pain didn't crush them, it carved their purpose. These aren't dreams. They're real stories of women who turned tears into triumphs. If they can bloom from ashes, so can you. Let's dive into their lives because your pain's not pointless, it's powerful. Think about the American spirit. We're raised on stories of overcoming odds, pioneers, civil rights heroes, everyday moms juggling jobs and dreams. Yet pain still feels isolating. In a 2023 survey by the American Psychological Association, 45% of US women reported feeling overwhelmed by stress, often tied to personal wounds. But here's the kicker. The same survey showed that women who found meaning in their struggles were 30% more likely to report higher life satisfaction. That's not just data, it's hope. Pain isn't a dead end, it's a doorway. Across the US, from bustling cities like New York to quiet towns in the Midwest, women are rewriting their narratives every day. They're not superheroes. They're you, me, your neighbor. Take a moment. How many times have you scrolled Instagram envying someone's perfect life, not knowing the battles they fought to get there? In the US, where hustle culture reigns, we're conditioned to hide our cracks. But what if those cracks are where the light gets in? The women we're about to meet, Oprah, Gaga, Malala, Demi, didn't just survive. They thrived by owning their pain. They prove that in a country of 330 million, your story isn't lost in the noise. It's a spark waiting to ignite. Why does this matter now? In 2025, the US is grappling with rising mental health challenges, post-pandemic burnout, economic uncertainty, and a polarized society. The CDC reports that anxiety among women has spiked by 20% since 2020. Yet alongside this, there's a growing movement of resilience. Support groups, therapy apps like BetterHelp, and community initiatives are popping up nationwide, from California to Texas. Pain is universal, but so is the power to transform it. These stories aren't just inspiration, they're a roadmap. You don't need fame or fortune, you need courage, and that's already inside you. So what's stopping you? Maybe it's fear of judgment, failure, or facing the hurt head-on. In the US, we're taught to keep it together, especially women balancing careers, families, and expectations. But burying pain doesn't heal it. It festers. The women ahead didn't hide, they harnessed. Oprah turned abuse into advocacy, reaching millions through her platform. Gaga made trauma her anthem, connecting with fans across America's heartland. Malala's fight echoes in classrooms from Florida to Oregon. Demi's recovery resonates with anyone who's felt lost in a fast-paced world. Their pain wasn't unique. Their choice to act was. Here's the truth. You're not alone. In every state, women are turning scars into strength, starting nonprofits, writing blogs, or simply sharing with a friend over coffee. The US thrives on community. Think of church groups, book clubs, or even online forums like Reddit's R2X chromosomes. Your pain connects you to them. It's not a burden to carry solo, it's a bridge to others. These stories show that healing isn't linear. It's messy, real, and possible. So stick with me. If they can rise, you can too. Your pain's not a life sentence. It's a launch pad. Turning pain into purpose. Story 1. Oprah Winfrey, From Abuse to Advocacy. Oprah Winfrey's pain ran deep. Born into poverty in rural Mississippi in 1954, she faced a childhood marked by hardship, abused physically and sexually by family members starting at age 9. She carried wounds that bled shame, a secret she buried under silence. At 14, pregnant. From that trauma, she gave birth prematurely, and her baby died. She sobbed, broken, believing her life was over before it began. But that pain, it became her purpose. She didn't let it define her as a victim. She turned it into fuel. After running away from home, she landed in Nashville, where a teacher saw her potential. She started speaking, first on local radio, then TV, sharing her truth bit by bit. By 1986, the Oprah Winfrey Show launched, becoming a platform not just for entertainment, but for healing. She spoke about her abuse publicly, breaking taboos in a country where such topics were hushed. Her empire, OWN, network, books, philanthropy, raised millions, all rooted in lifting others from their own darkness. Today, she's a billionaire because she turned agony into action. Your hurt's not your cage, it's your call to rise. For Americans, Oprah's story resonates deeply. She embodies the rags to riches dream, but it's her vulnerability that hits home. In the US, where 1 in 4 women experiences sexual violence, per RAN, her courage to speak offers a mirror. She didn't have a perfect path. Early jobs fired her. Critics mocked her weight. But she kept going. Her pain taught her empathy, a tool she used to connect with millions, from suburban moms to urban teens. In 2025, with therapy more accessible, via telehealth and movements like Me Too still echoing, her example is timely. You don't need her wealth to start. You need her resolve. What can you do? Oprah didn't heal overnight. She started small, journaling her feelings, seeking mentors, and eventually telling her story. In the US, resources abound. Libraries offer free books on trauma, apps like Talkspace connect you to counselors, and community centers host support groups. Her lesson? Pain is power when you share it. Start where you stand. Your voice matters. Action. Steps for viewers. Write it down. Grab a notebook and jot down one painful memory. Don't judge, just let it out. Find a listener. Tell a trusted friend or family member one thing you've carried silently. Seek a resource. Visit rain.org or a local library for free trauma recovery tools. Speak up. Share. A sentence about your journey in the comments below. Start small. Story 2. Lady Gaga, From Trauma to Transformation. Lady Gaga's pain shattered her. Born Stefani Germanotta in New York in 1986, she was raped at 19 by a music producer, a trauma that plunged her into silence. She spiraled. PTSD, fibromyalgia, chronic pain, and despair shadowed her rise to fame. She hid her scars behind bold costumes, lost in a persona. But that suffering? It sang her purpose. In 2011, she channeled it into Born This Way, an anthem for the broken, hitting #1 across the US. She broke her silence in 2014, speaking on The Howard Stern Show about her assault. Then in 2015, she co-founded the Born This Way Foundation with her mom, Cynthia, focusing on mental health, a cause close to American hearts, where 1 in 5 adults faces mental illness, NAMI. Her Grammys, her Oscars grew from tears. She's won 13 Grammys by 2025. She didn't bury her pain. She built with it. Your wounds? They're not your ruin. They're your song waiting to heal. In the US, Gaga's story cuts through the noise. Her Italian-American roots and raw honesty vibe with cities like Chicago and Boston. Mental health stigma is fading. By 2025, campaigns like Mental Health Americas reach millions. Gaga's openness about therapy and medication normalizes help-seeking in a culture that once prized toughing it out. Her foundation offers free resources, and her music gives voice to pain. You don't need a stage. You need her grit to turn hurt into art, whether it's a poem, a playlist, or a conversation. How can you apply this? Gaga healed by creating and connecting. Start small. Express your pain creatively, then share it. The US has endless outlets. Art classes at community colleges, online forums like Tumblr, or even TikTok's mental health community. Her lesson is clear. Your pain has a melody. Let it play. Action. Steps for viewers. Create something. Draw, write a song, or make a short video about your pain today. Join a community. Search mental health support on Facebook for local US groups, or use a tool. Download a free mindfulness app like Calm or Insight Timer. Share it. Post one line of your creation below. Let your voice be heard. Story 3. Malala Yousafzai. From attack to activism, Malala Yousafzai's pain was a bullet. Born in Pakistan in 1997, she was shot in the head at 15 by the Taliban for advocating girls' education, a cause she'd blogged about since 11. She nearly died, her body broken, her spirit tested in a hospital far from home. After surgery in the UK, she wept in exile, missing her Swat Valley. But that wound, it forged her purpose. By 2013, she spoke at the UN, her voice unwavering. In 2014, at 17, she became the youngest Nobel Peace Prize winner, amplifying education globally. Her Malala Fund, started with her dad, has reached millions by 2025, including US partnerships with schools in states like California. Her pain didn't silence her, it amplified her. Your scars? They're not your shame, they're your strength blooming. For Americans, Malala's fight echoes our value of education. Think of Title IX or school boards nationwide. Her move to the West mirrors immigrant stories in cities like Houston or Minneapolis, where resilience thrives. In 2025, with US girls facing bullying and inequality, per the CDC, her courage inspires. She didn't need safety to start, just a pen and a will. You don't need her platform. Her lesson is to speak up, even when it's hard. What's next? Malala acted by writing and learning. In the US, education is free through public libraries and online courses like Coursera. Her story says, use your voice for change, big or small. Start in your community, schools, churches, or even a blog. Pain can spark action. Action steps for viewers. Write your cause. List one thing you care about that's tied to your pain. Learn more. Check out a free course on Khan Academy or your local library. Speak out. Tell someone, a teacher, co-worker, or friend, about your idea. Act small. Share your cause in the comments. Plant the seed today. Story 4. Demi Lovato, From Addiction to Awakening. Demi Lovato's pain swallowed her whole. Born in Texas in 1992, she rose as a Disney star. But addiction, alcohol, drugs, eating disorders, crushed her. A 2018 overdose nearly killed her. She hit rock bottom, crying, "I can't go on." Bipolar disorder and self-harm left her feeling worthless. But that darkness, it lit her purpose. She got sober step by step, entering rehab multiple times. In 2021, she released Dancing with the Devil, sharing her story raw. By 2025, her advocacy, speaking at events like NAMI conferences, helps Americans facing addiction, where 20 million struggle yearly, SAMHSA. Her music and voice now heal others. Her triumph wasn't in hiding pain, it was in owning it. Your struggle? It's not your end. It's your purpose taking root. In the US, Demi's battle is relatable. Addiction touches every state, from rural opioids to urban cocaine. Her Texan roots and comeback vibe with cities like Nashville or LA. In 2025, with recovery apps like Sober Grid and AA meetings nationwide, her story fits. She didn't fix everything at once. She started with honesty. You don't need fame, you need her willingness to ask for help. How do you start? Demi rebuilt through support and small wins. In the US, help is everywhere. free hotlines like 1-800-6 help, church groups, or online chats. Her lesson: recovery is daily. Own your pain, seek help, and grow. Action steps for viewers. Admit it. Write one struggle you're facing. No shame, just truth. Call someone. Text a friend or call Samhsa's helpline, 1-800-662-HELP, today. Try a step. Attend a free local support group or download Sober Grid. Tell us. Share one hope for your recovery below. Start healing now. Conclusion: ask a question and urge action. From pain to purpose, Oprah, Gaga, Malala, Demi. Your story matters because it's theirs too. Your tears aren't wasted, they're watering something beautiful. These women didn't let pain define them, they let it drive them. You're not crushed, you're crafting. Your hurt isn't a dead end, it's a seed breaking through. Now my question: what pain are you carrying that feels too big to bear? Name it below. Let it breathe. Then act. Today. Write it. Speak it, share it. One step to turn it into purpose. You're not alone. Subscribe if you're ready to heal with us at Hope4Her. Your story's alive. What will you grow?